Saw it again last night. Here we go. What's happening, film nerds? Dave the Film Junkie here, and here's my spoiler review for Captain Marvel. No, Marvel, of course. The Marvelettes, right? Right, Fury? If you haven't seen the movie, I mean, yes, this is a spoiler review, so, I mean, maybe you don't care. If you're watching this, that's fine, but I'm just going to dive right into it and just talk about, of course, just the spoilery stuff. I mean, for one thing, you know, when the movie starts, the beginning starts pretty strong. And I was realizing that the second time around, too, is like I dug the dynamic between Larson and Jude Law with a mentor-apprentice relationship, you know, the fight. Hey, you want to fight? And then they were doing that, and he's trying to teach her certain things. And I was even digging, like, the first mission. It was intriguing because they go to this planet, this outer planet, this Kree planet, outer outskirts, and this, you know, the Skrulls are there, but the natives are there too, so you don't know who the Skrulls are, who the natives are, and yeah, it was kind of cool, but then we start doing the whole memory thing. Marvel is Annette Bening. Everybody thought it was Jude Law, but it was Annette Bening, so that was cool that they were able to keep that, but at the same time, I'm like, why were her scenes all fucking awkward? She literally makes a how's my hair joke after the ship crashes, you know, at the end, you know, I mean, they crash the ship that has the speed engine and everything, and she makes a how's my hair joke, and it's just a lot of things. I was like, Annette Bening totally phoning it in. I can see Marvel fans hating the fact that they've done this to the Marvel character. I mean, you know, there's a lot of history with that character, and they didn't give a fuck. And if you're an MCU fan and you haven't read those books, you should really be mad that they're retconning a lot of things. Marvel got the Tesseract. How? And Nick Fury said Howard Stark fished out of the water after looking for Captain America. And it was cool seeing the Tesseract, I'm not going to lie, but how did Marvel get it? They don't explain that. And if that's the case, they just made Fury look like a terrible person for, well, just keeping all the events of this movie that happened in 1995 away from everyone else. Because, you know, when it came to Phase 1, and it came to the first Avengers, I mean, what was the whole Phase 1 initiative, you know, with the weapons and everything? And what did Nick Fury say? Because of him. Because of Thor. Dealing with the Asgardians was not the first time they dealt with outside presence, obviously. So that was a little weird. I mean, that first Avengers movie talks about how they haven't dealt with stuff like this. Alien invasion, just crazy stuff. Lines that were spoken between Hawkeye and Black Widow. I mean, it's just like, what the fuck? Retcon! Sadly, all CBM franchises do it. It's really nothing new. And whichever side or whichever part you're a fan of, hey, stop with the excuses. They all fucking do it. The Skrulls are good! God, I hope we see some more bad ones later, because I figured they're, you know, it's crucial to the Marvel universe, you know? Isn't there like the whole Secret Evasion storyline? I mean, they do the flip where, oh, Jude Law's character in the Kree, you know, Jude Law is just a big dick. The Kree want the Tesseract, they want all the power. While the Skrulls are refugees looking for a home, but the Kree want to build borders to keep them away. Gee, the political undertones? Not obvious at all. Would have been nice if they did more of a history lesson about all that. They did that in Thor, you know? Why couldn't they do that here? Why is there's this war between the Kree and the Skrulls? What's going on here? You know, why were history books saying otherwise? And it was mainly about her. So at the end, they have to take a plane and retrofit, you know, special technology to make it into a spaceship to go on this suicide mission to take on the Kree and Rowan and everything. And I'm going, so why the fuck do the two humans have to be aboard? This woman has a daughter. She at first says, no, I'm not going to go on this suicide mission. And her daughter insists. And it's like, happy, like, oh my God, Mom, you're going to do this. When it's like, hey, I could really die. I might not come back. Most likely, the odds are against me. But she's like, do it, Mom. I don't think she likes her mom. Fury's on the adventure too, and I'm just like, why does he need to be here? Just to dish out those goddamn motherfucking Sam Jackson lines to fight the Kree? We then find out that how Carol got her powers, which is the core of that light engine, just blew up and she absorbed all the energy. Why? Because she's awesome, Dave. Duh! Yeah, I forgot. She is awesome, but, you know, she did. And then Jude Law, like, gave her a blood transfusion, so then she had green blood, and hey, that's how you keep it a secret. And you know what it is about Brie Larson in this role that doesn't work? And I was realizing a lot when I was paying attention the second time I saw it. It's her voice, okay? It's not how she looks or really how she handles herself. It's her voice. It's too soft to dish out some of these lines, and try to act all badass, I really noticed it, and I was like thinking about the other lady badasses out there that we all love, your Linda Hamiltons, your Sigourney Weavers, your Johansson, your Godots. They all have a little bit of bass in that voice, so when they say those lines, it just, they really say it. I'm not saying that the lines that they give Larson are like, we're going to be anything better, but I just noticed it, That's just me. She looks badass. She gives the good looks, the stare downs, the faces. I'll give it that, but you open the mouth and just Now to the part that pissed everyone off. There were jokes about the cat doing it, about the cat scratching his eye from the first trailer. Everybody was making the jokes, but I don't think anybody wanted it to be true. Fury barely flinches when it happens. Jeez, what the hell? And that's it. And then the next scene, how's your eye? Oh, it's getting better by the minute. Fucking really? In Winter Soldier, him using the eye to, do the retinal scan, his bad eye, and lifting it up, and us, revealing it was such a badass moment. It was so awesome. And then even the moment when he talked about to Steve and said that somebody that I trusted, betrayed me and everything like that. Really? Really, Marvel and Kevin Feige, you're going to turn it into a fucking cat? Oh, and by the way, the cat, well, of course, it's not really a cat. It's an alien. It's got tentacles and shit like that and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Swallows the Tesseract, and then, of course, the post-credit scene coughs it up like a furball. The Tesseract. Again, phase 1 shit that was really important! By the way, the cat does not steal scenes or doesn't do anything. Couple little funny moments, okay, I get that. But you people out there that thought that the cat made the movie, yeah, fuck off, and you must not really think the movie's good. Mid-credit scene was really good. The remaining members, minus Tony, had the little Captain Marvel pager that Nick Fury had, and it finally, shuts off. And then when Widow's like, I want to know who's on the other side of that, she turns around, and there she is. It was Carol herself, longer hair, costume looks a little different. And she's just like, where's Fury? And then it cuts out. Goosebumps. Big time goosebumps. Whole theater cheered both times, and it was pretty damn great. The other thing that was great, too, that I really enjoyed was the Stan Lee, of course, tribute, where they turned the Marvel thing into him. But then, of course, they had his cameo where he was on the subway, and he's reading the Mallrats script and trying to remember, the True Believer line. It's really awesome because, well, first off, I mean, you got to really... It's a stretch. Someone like Stan Lee, who's that rich, would not be riding the subway, and trying to remember his lines like that. But I thought it was great because, of the time period, 1995, and it was, I remember that, I think it was 96 or maybe even 97, probably, I don't know, whenever it was on Stars. I watched Mallrats, the very first Kevin Smith movie that I ever saw, and absolutely loved it. Still love it to this day. Have seen it so many times. So I was like, that's great. And then, of course, it made Kevin Smith cry. There you have it, guys. That's my spoiler review. Yeah, I mean, it was easier to watch the second time around because I knew what I was in store for, but I just kind of went, And even, who I was with, she was even going, hey, well, why is that? She didn't even like the Nick Fury thing either. She didn't like it. So there you go. That was a total misstep. The Nick Fury thing was a complete misstep. You shit on, they just shit on the history of a lot of things. It was just for a joke. And that's just come on. You can't do that. Anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts about it down below, about the spoilery stuff. Hit that thumbs up button if you'd be so kind. Subscribe to my channel, visit filmjunkie.com for all my content. And follow me on the social media stuff, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and then, of course, Patreon, if you'd be so nice. All right, guys. I'm probably not going to ever watch it again. Talk to you later.